disengagement. Also, when you want to engage the opponent's blade, and the opponent prevents your engagement and makes a disengaged process. In this case, it's a counter-attack because I am attacking with a forward engagement, but you don't allow me to engage, and this is a disengaged counter-attack. If the two blades already touch each other and you make the same, this is a change cross counter-attack. So it wouldn't cause confusion. So only what is important is disengagement. When we say disengage, the two blades don't leave each other. Talk about disengage. The two blades are in movement at the same time. It's possible to make change movement in stationary position, when the two blades have a stationary position with the blade. So after his engagement, this is a stationary position. I can start with a change process. Okay? But when we talk about disengage, both blades are moving at the same time. He is seeking my blade with an engagement, I make the disengagement. And the two blades don't hit each other. So this is disengage.
For instance,
his blade is moving as well, my blade is moving, right? At the same time. With change thrust, it's possible to start a change thrust from a stationary position, which is this. Right? It's not necessary that the two blades have to move. The disengage, we suppose the two blades moving, they are moving, but they don't meet each other.
But if that's when blades don't meet, it's what the French call the roadman.
How the different nations title these movements, that's causes confusing because Italians say different, French say different, maybe the English use another word. So when I explain this situation for you, I wouldn't want to be very precise about the title or name.
So in final exam, we must use.
If you understand what is in the background, in this case, you will understand the terminology. The terminology is physically proved, so you cannot quarrel with the terminology because the physics already proved that. So if you quarreling with me, you are quarreling with the physics, not with me. I try to, how can I say it? I'm just, this is a good, I am only an interpreter person for this, right? Interpreter person. So it's not you when I say, yeah? No. Mainly only maybe the name is different than you heard earlier. What I'm doing now, they are changing game. I go from one, this is a metallic counter. Yeah? I let go the blade here and catch it from the other side with another engage. This movement, to go from one side to the other side with another blade, after metallic contact, that's the change. Change forward, change forward, or start, change 16.
Well, if you went, we were talking about this the other day, if you work like that,
this is short.
We call it envelopment in English. So if you work that envelopment. And if I did it to arm, can you move it across? Anyway, that's a redouble. We call it redouble.
If you push the blade and the opponent person makes a coordinatory reaction, you have to finish it at the right timing. Yeah. It's just one life. Yeah. Okay, just one life.
Yeah, because we do.
I suggested for you to establish an English fencing dictionary. You know what the name I will explain this exercise with these words. Only the coach starts an engagement on the student blade. The student immediately makes a change thrust to the body with line. And recover. Pull extend arm. Immediately after the Occasionally, the coach can protect himself with distance and organize the student to be short. The student stay in line, and with a replying blade attack, the coach tries to engage the blade with a 6.4, and the student in line, makes a disengage movement. But it's not a new thrust because you are already in line. It's just a protection in line against my replying blade because I make a replying. Okay, it's a silent exercise. Let's see it again. Exactly. So basically the coach is walking into the point. So it's not a new thrust for the student because the student's arm is already fully extended at the end of the failed attack. So you cannot move with the arm, you just protect yourself in line with your point. And I try to catch the blade with my replying blade attack, and you precede my engagement and you give a hit in line. It's a protection. You can do it in both sides. So it was against Abdullah, I started with a hard engagement, but it could be possible 60 engagement as well. What sort of blade attack is coming from the coach side? It depends on the coach. Has to do it in a little bit more spectacular movement. It has to be visible for the student, right? So don't make an impossible circumstances for the student, right? So with a relatively big movement, you demonstrate your blade attack, and the student can still hear your blade in line. So the student stays in line. You are walking into the point, the student's point, and the exercise is over. Students recover. Yeah. So a couple of times allow the hit, and unexpectedly, just protect yourself with distance. Such an interesting thing to look at. That was the three main possibilities for defending fencer. Defend with the blade, defend with distance, defend with target withdrawal. This time the coach protects himself with what? With distance, not with the blade. It's not a parry. This is a protection with distance. Students become short. After the student becomes short, for a 10 half timing, he's staying in line. If I make an immediate replying blade attack, the student can hit me in the line. If I don't take my opportunity to start with a replying blade attack, after a timing break, the student can start the recovery. Okay, one more please. Just if I don't start, the student can start the recovery. Okay, so if you decide to connect with the replying blade attack, you have to do it immediately after the student becomes short. You have to start it immediately. If not, the student can start it. No, try to do it from both sides. Again, 6th engagement, sometimes straight change thrust against 4th engagement. And after that, what will be the replying blade attack is depends on the coach. That's the coach, right? It's possible with circle 6 or simple part, second, whatever you want, right? The essence is the student cannot move with the arm. So the arm is already straight and only protect yourself with the point of the blade in line. Okay? After the hit, tempo break and the student can move the recover. Now, try to get into. After this, we will make a 10 minutes break, right? In the coach hand timing, the student makes a change thrust with land to the coach body. The coach allows the hit. After the student recovers. After a couple items of this, the coach unexpectedly, before the student's blade is landing on the target, the coach protects himself with distance. Therefore, the student becomes short. The student finishes the attack, but basically he fails the attack because he becomes short. His arm position is a line, end of a thrust is a line. Yeah? And after the student's unsuccessful exercise, the coach starts with an immediate replying blade attack. And the student in line, just tries to protect himself with the point. Disengage movement against the coach replying blade attack and hit the coach in line. Basically, the coach should walk into the student's point. Okay? So basically, very simple. It's two exercises after one another. You know, the first exercise is a change thrust to the body, and after that, another situation. The student is short, and you start with a blade attack, and the student protect himself with a disengaged movement in line. So in the future, we will connect the exercises more and more. Okay? Not only one action, but 2 actions or 3 actions will be after one another. Okay? The final goal is, by the end of the course, you have to be able to you have to be able to compose a lesson. And the lesson is better if it's a silent lesson or just a very few verbal information. You know, the mechanical lesson means, you know, you repeat the same exercise 15 times, 20 times. That's the mechanical lesson. Give the timing, give the blade, and the student makes the exercise. Give the blade, student makes the exercise. It's very monotone. That's the mechanical lesson. It's also possible. The mechanical lesson is a good way to improve the technique. Yeah, but otherwise it's boring, getting boring. The silent lesson means the coach gives just the first information for the first exercise. Otherwise keeps quiet. And the coach signal system gives the idea for the student how to continue. So that means the silent lesson. The coach must have a signal system. The student has to understand this signal system, and therefore, without any verbal agreement, the student can adapt himself or herself to the coach. So that's the silent. Okay? So it's not necessary, for example, to say, if I attack you, parry me please with second and the riposte to my body. After the person knows the second parry, you can do it as a silent exercise. You just unexpectedly attack the student, and the student will make a reflex second parry, and okay, without any prior agreement. Yeah? Stay. We have to look at each That's the good shot. Okay, that's the solution. Correct, and recover. Yeah, so that's what I say is a big movement, very visible movement from the coach. Yeah, so it's not a precise blade attack. I give a big signal for it. Correct, and recover. From the other side. And recover. Good. Exactly, and recover. And recover. Good. Okay, thank you very much. So only this. So it's important for the student to stay in line, finish the first exercise always. The student must have a stationary position in line. Also with the arm, you know, the line. With a successful finish of the thrust or a line position. But both are stationary positions. And after that, the coach, that depends on the coach, you know, below the hit or protect himself with distance, and after that, replying blade. No, let's see. After the blade contact, in hand timing, to give signal as a hand timing, the coach has two possibilities: detach the blade or push the blade. If you detach the blade, that's the straight thrust. If you're pushing the blade, that's the change thrust. You can put the straight thrust also into the arm. No? Yeah? So after the contact, not always the change thrust happen, but sometimes you should give signal for straight thrust as well. Yeah? And after that, just the same. Protect yourself at distance. Yeah? So what the student does first time, straight or change, it depends on the coach hand signal. Exercise definitely starts in hand time. It's a variation of this. And it's possible with distance maintenance as well. But first time I suggest you to practice it from in stationary position. But later you can do this as well. Keep distance, the two people must feel each other with a half kilo energy between the two blades. Good. And recover. Good. And recover. Good. Good. Always first intention thrust for the student side. Always. No second intention mind. First intention. As she feels, she has to react. Thank you very much. Okay, so first time without distance maintenance, without distance control. Do it as a stationary exercise. Give the hand signal only for straight or for change thrust, and you can use your possibility. Sometimes allow it, sometimes don't allow it. Protect yourself with distance. So from the coach side, this defend is happened with distance now, not with parry. Should happen with parry as well, but this time it's only with the distance. Okay. Coach decides to protect himself with distance. It's okay, but don't go back very far. Organize the student to be short, just a little bit short, right? Otherwise it's difficult to start replying the attack from further away. Okay, so when the student becomes short, it's just a couple centimeters different between the successful end of the hit and the unsuccessful end of the hit. And it's easy for the coach, if you organize the student just to be short just a little bit, it's easy for the coach to start with a replying blade attack. If you go back very far and the student is there, you know, you cannot make the replying blade. So there are just a couple centimeters difference between the successful attack of the student or the unsuccessful attack of the student. Just a couple centimeters. He has to be or she has to be short just a little bit. You as a coach, it could be, bless you, it could be your, the student is your well-known student. You had a long-term contact with it. So you as a coach, you feel the student length, the length of the line. So therefore it's easy for you to protect yourself with distance because you already feel the student's length of this line. So definitely this time the coach protected himself with distance, not with the blade. 10 minutes break, I suggest you, so whatever you want. And after that we will put,
This one is good.
we will start parries as well. We will parries as well.
Make it fun.
What's the name?
And,
I don't know. For example, you do this here.
Okay.
now, so after the break, we continue with
What's
parries.
the name of the
And finally on the day,
Because here,
we will put the parry riposte also to this exercise like already before.
Tickle. Tickling. I am tickling on there.
I couldn't serve.
First time ever because we didn't practice parry riposte so far. And finally, we will put the parry riposte exercise into this exercise.
Okay.
And here will be a very compound action. Yeah? Finally.
Okay.
Same beginning like we had now, like we had earlier. And after that, finally the coach will attack the student directly. The student will carry it. No, then it is very